Let's get you caught up on what's happening with the war with Iran, because President Trump did address the nation just last night.
He says the conflict is nearing an end, even as bombing continues. CBS News' Jared Hill joins us now with the very latest. Jared.
Hey, Beret and AJ. So we saw President Trump last night addressing some growing concerns over the war, suggesting that an end is in sight, 2 to 3 weeks, but not before a couple more weeks of fighting. This morning, Iran's military is warning of, quote, more destructive attacks until its enemies surrender.
It's been just 1 month.
President Trump, in a primetime update on the war in Iran, suggested the operation is close to an end.
We are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly.
Nothing new on a timeline, but President Trump offered a full-throated defense of the war.
My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons.
Following weeks of attacks on Iran, President Trump promised to continue the U.S. bombing campaign, but said nothing about American boots on Iranian soil.
We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
Hours earlier, President Trump posted on social media, Iran's new regime president has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire, a claim Iran quickly called false and baseless, insisting no negotiations are taking place.
If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard.
The focus on Iranian energy amid growing concerns about the recent spike in U.S. gas prices, as shipping in the Strait of Hormuz has ground to a halt.
The short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers.
President Trump urged allies to secure the strait with U.S. help. The British Prime Minister is hosting a virtual summit today on reopening the waterway. And the U.S. is not expected to take part in that virtual summit. Meanwhile, President Trump's speech did not seem to reassure international financial sectors. Global stock markets slid while crude oil prices jumped. Back to you.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with the stock market today. Jared, we appreciate that update. Thank you.
Let's head over to the latest from the live desk. Maria Lizignoli joins us now. Maria, we're dealing with some freezing rain, icy conditions today that could cause issues with power. So you're tracking outages and how Xcel is handling this.
Right, that's right, Barrett. So looking at the latest outage map just in the last couple minutes, we're not seeing any major outages right now. Xcel has been tracking these forecasts all morning long and throughout the night. Their crews are out there working to fix any outages that do pop up. The company says they'll be prioritizing the largest outages first in order to get the most customers back online as soon as possible. In the meantime, they're advising you to stay safe and report any outages as soon as they happen. We spoke with an expert on what you need to know if you do lose power.
Making sure that everyone that calls in their outage reports it, whether it's on their app, texting, calling, online, and also to stay away from power lines. Just always assume that they're energized, and it's very unsafe to be close to them. So stay away from them and ensure that you have your emergency kit ready in case something should happen.
So you heard her mention emergency kit. What do you need in case of an outage for that kit? I'll break it all down in the next half an hour.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks, Maria.
Let's continue our coverage now, checking at the live desk, because Maria Lizignoli is joining us. Maria, with this round of wintry weather, another on the way, we know Xcel Energy is preparing for those impacts right now.
Yeah, AJ, I just checked the latest outage map, and I'm not seeing any major outages right now. Though Xcel Energy has been tracking these forecasts all evening or all morning long, and their crews have been out working to fix any outages that pop up. Xcel is advising you to stay alert and report outages as soon as they happen. We spoke with an expert on how these icy conditions can lead to dangerous situations.
Our concern is actually ice, and if it's heavy ice, it can actually break trees, tree branches that can fall and hit lines and take the power out. And I think the other thing is if roads are icy, you can have cars that spin out and hit power poles, which take the power out too.
Xcel says it's important to have your home emergency kit ready to go. It should include items like flashlights, a battery-powered radio, backup phone chargers, bottled water, and batteries. You can find the full list and an outage map on the Xcel Energy website.
All right, that emergency kit is important.
It is.
Thanks, Maria. Let's head over to the latest from the live desk. Maria Lezignoli joins us now. Maria, we're dealing with some freezing rain, icy conditions today that could cause issues with power. So you're tracking outages and how Excel is handling this.
Right, that's right, Barrett. So looking at the latest outage map just in the last couple minutes, we're not seeing any major outages right now. Excel has been tracking these forecasts all morning long and throughout the night. Their crews are out there working to fix any outages that do pop up. The company says they'll be prioritizing the largest outages first in order to get the most customers back online as soon as possible. In the meantime, they're advising you to stay safe and report any outages as soon as they happen. We spoke with an expert on what you need to know if you do lose power.
Making sure that everyone that calls in their outage reports it, whether it's on their app, texting, calling, online, and also to stay away from power lines. Just always assume that they're energized and it's very unsafe to be close to them. So stay away from them and ensure that you have your emergency kit ready in case something should happen.
So you heard her mention emergency kit. What do you need in case of an outage for that kit? I'll break it all down in the next half an hour.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks, Maria.
Right now, the time is 6:04, and President Trump, in a primetime update, gave a address on the war in Iran, suggesting the operation is close to an end. Following weeks of attacks, the president promised to continue the U.S. bombing campaign. However, said nothing about American boots on Iranian soil. Iran quickly called Trump's claims of the country asking for a ceasefire false and baseless. And Iran insists no negotiations are taking place.
If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard.
Focus on Iranian energy comes amid growing concerns about the recent spike in U.S. gas prices. This as shipping in the Strait of Hormuz has ground to a halt. President Trump urged allies to secure the strait with U.S. help, and UK's prime minister is hosting a virtual summit today on the reopening that waterway.
We have been tracking the impact at the gas pump since the start of the war with Iran. The national average this morning is a steady climb, now at 408 today. Minnesota's average sits at 355. Compare that to what it was a month ago, 283. Of course, there are still ways to save, though. Warehouse clubs like Costco and Sam's Club typically offer members gas 10 to 30 cents lower than the local average. But in Plymouth, a new concept is taking those savings even further. A place called Members Car Wash and Fuel. It's over on Rockford Road. So over there's a monthly membership that unlocks discounted gas and unlimited car washes. And just yesterday, they told us their gas prices were 61 cents lower than the average cost in Plymouth.
With the gas prices on the rise and ours kind of staying steady, we've had a lot of inquiries about it. We think we offer a good savings for customers.
So 2 spots this weekend are giving away $30 of free gas and offering drive-up prayers. You've got to be one of the first 600 cars to show up at either at the Amoco on Brooklyn Boulevard in Brooklyn Park or Shell on 6th Avenue South in Hopkins. That's happening on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., all thanks to Kingdom Embassy Worship Center.
Okay, so we've got this next weather alert, Joseph.
Yes.
Has the timing of this changed at all?
Yeah, I just proposed that to some of the other weather team members here through a message that we have going on. So we'll see. That may change. For now, we're going to keep that going through lunch. I think we'll reevaluate everything because around here, with the road conditions being kind of favorable, we might shift it. But we'll see about that, all right? We'll have a larger conversation by the time we probably wrap up this show. We'll have that. Okay, that's the look outside right now, but I promised you a view of Artemis's launch yesterday, coming out of the Kennedy Space Center there, and you can see that we picked it up on satellite right here. Very, very quick. The energy to just leave this Earth captured right there. I think that's such a cool view. We had to take a step away from our current weather so we could show you that really quickly. Maybe you saw it on social media. Maybe you didn't, and maybe this was the first time, but yeah, just like that. Capture that system right there. Okay, so satellite and radar, let's talk about our weather system now that has been moving on in. It's been wet all morning. At times, very, very light precipitation, and then other times it's been more of a consistent rain out there or a wintry mix out there, and we're still picking that up, especially down to the south. Maybe some dry time in the North Metro up to about Forest Lake. Even if we're not quite picking up all of the moisture on the radar, it still might be very, very light. As that beam goes a little bit higher, there might still be some moisture coming in on the bottom of those clouds there. Satellite and radar showing all the moisture still down to the south. I mean, this system, at least that big, right? No, it's encompassing miles and miles and miles across multiple states. It's going to take time to leave the area, and it will get there eventually, more so late tonight. So we're still dealing with probably a light rain out there. I still think for a little while we could get a wintry mix, and then eventually transitioning over to hopefully just steady rain. Highest rainfall reports coming through that have gone back anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch, pushing 4/10 of an inch there on Bill's spot in Waseca. And then some of the snowfall reports have gone back. You have Jacob and Melrose had 1.5 inches. Chuck over in Avon area at 1 inch. Richard and Brainerd about 1 inch. So yeah, we had some images out of Bemidji. If you keep on going farther north, where there was not nearly as much as that, you can kind of see that band of snow. Though, as we look at the forecast weather models now, painting some of that snow all the way up to the north. Still keeping us nice and wet as we go into the afternoon. And I'm still holding on to the idea that we could potentially get a kind of a slushy snow towards the end of this system as it lifts to the northeast. And then it's gone, and we say goodbye to that mess, and I'll be happy to say goodbye to that one. But when we get going tomorrow morning, I have clouds in place, maybe a little damp out to the west, probably still wet on the ground, things like that. There is a possibility for some showers moving through right around lunchtime, and models have been pretty consistent with that the last update or two. So that may mean the start of the Twins game is going to be a little more wet versus just cloudy. And as we go into the evening hours, I still see things ramping up again, probably just seeing some rain, so the end of the Twins game will probably be quite wet. This system's going to bring snow up north, probably just holding on to some rain overnight, and I think the back edge of this system could probably pull in at least a little bit of snow on Saturday. Here's the forecast. So about 40 degrees. It will be cool out there. Bundle up, grab a rain jacket. That will be very helpful if you're heading out to that game. Once we get through that Saturday, maybe some patchy snow, as I mentioned. By Sunday, though, it's all gone. So it's gray outside right now. It's going to remain that way probably until Sunday. So don't anticipate a lot of sunshine coming through. If we're lucky, we'll have a few moments. I have mid-40s there on Sunday, eventually getting to 60 degrees by Wednesday.
But at least for Easter Sunday,
Right,
at least
that's what
for
I was
Easter, we
thinking.
get some sunshine, which will be nice.
I know, yeah, I think it's perfect timing. It is going to be cool, but
Yeah.
we'll at least clear things out and bring back in that sun.
Good for all the egg hunts. Minnesota Aurora FC is gearing up for their 5th anniversary season, and this morning we are unveiling their specially designed new jersey. It's in partnership with the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
This is pretty cool. We got Minnesota Aurora President Sarah Hussoun is here with us today, along with Bobby Rogers of Mia's Head of Design and Editorial, along with illustrator Lindsay Knoll. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, let's start with this. Sarah, the 5th season. It's got to be incredibly exciting. What a milestone for this club.
It is an incredible milestone. I think thinking about where this club has come from and where it started, just a group of friends from the Minnesota area who really wanted a soccer team here, all the way to 5 years in, having a partnership with this iconic Minneapolis institution. It's a really cool place to be in.
And let's talk about that partnership, because that's unique. What is that all about?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we're in this area where we can create unique partnerships.
Yeah.
We're bringing these different audiences together. And with this collaboration, we wanted to see what it would be like when art and sports intersect.
Lindsay, for you, to be involved in this process, what was it like to kind of go along with this journey?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I think my background is in product design. I'm a teacher at MCAD, and I also draw a lot of plants for a living as a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And I think using plants as a symbol of Minnesota, sort of our resiliency, our strength, and sort of the icons that we look at every day in the environment was an awesome way to include it on this kit.
Okay.
Very cool. Okay, so we've got some lovely models over here showing off the jerseys. So walk us through the design here.
Well, first off, we got to step forward so we can see. Step forward, models, so we can see. By the way, we got the Aurora ball too here as well.
Yes.
But walk us through these designs. These are great designs too. I love these.
They are fabulous designs. Lindsay, I'll let you point out some of your favorite pieces.
Sure. We've got 4 different plants that are on the kit. We have the coneflower, we have wild rice, we have the lupin, and we have the lady slipper. All super iconic plants here in Minnesota. Again, they live through our awesome winters. And are many of the plants that I think we think of when we think of like hallmarks of our natural landscape.
I love it too because it's almost like they blend in. It just goes right with the jersey, which is perfect. So I also understand 15% of the jersey sales are going to go to something very, very specific. Who wants to talk about that?
15% of we have a community collection of items here at Aurora. Shirts, scarves, things that really represent Minnesota that are going to the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota, as well as $5 from every season ticket sold this year, thanks to our friends over at Pence Homes, in honor of kind of the difficulty that our community is going through and continues to go through. We really wanted to make sure that everything we're doing at Aurora is pointing back to our community.
Really interesting to hear that. When does the season start?
The season starts May 21st, our home opener at TCO Stadium. So get your tickets. Season tickets, single game tickets are all on sale now, so we'd love to see you.
I'm curious to know from your perspective too, because you were on the East Coast before.
I was.
When you came here to Minnesota and you saw what this was all about, were you surprised? What was your reaction to kind of seeing this all come together?
I was shocked in a really positive way.
Yeah.
I, like you said, was on the East Coast, have been to every professional women's soccer stadium in this country, and I have never seen a game day environment like Minnesota Aurora. And I am not just saying that because I work for the team. My jaw was on the floor, I think, for the entire first game because the passion of these fans, the jerseys they're wearing, the scarves, the chants, the supporters group, it's just electric.
Do they sit? Do fans sit during the games?
I'm not sure
I'm serious though.
No, I don't know if I've seen it. I mean, if you need to, you can. You can still come. If you need to sit, we would still love to have you. But most people are up on their feet that entire time.
Oh my goodness.
So fun. Thank you all so much for being here. Get your tickets for the games and get your jerseys too. Appreciate you all.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Butcher and the Boar in Minneapolis is offering up a celebratory Easter brunch this weekend.
And we have Joel Albrecht, co-director of culinary and assistant hospitality director Tammy Rose with us this morning. We got so much to see and smell. I'm excited for this one.
Joel, I mean, I'm just looking over here.
know.
We got eggs, we got biscuits, we got bread pudding. What is this right here, though?
This is smoked beef brisket.
Oh, is this going to be on the menu?
It will be, yeah. We'll have smoked prime rib and a smoked beef brisket available at a carving station at the end of the buffet.
Okay, so tell us what else will be on the menu as well.
This right here is our chorizo and eggs with a little salsa verde, cotija cheese, and some cilantro.
Okay.
This is French toast bread pudding with maple caramel. And that's our aged cheddar biscuits with hot link gravy. It's our Texas hot link that we make in-house. We make that into a sausage gravy.
Oh my goodness.
And then this is our
Yeah, we got to
beef brisket. Get you a little cross section.
Oh, he said get you a cross section. My guy understood the assignment there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Where do you guys source your meat?
We go through a few different vendors.
Okay.
The vendor that we deal with the most is Winterfrost Farms.
Okay.
Wagyu beef out of Nebraska.
Okay, all right.
Very cool. Of course, we have drinks as well, in addition to our food, and you have some spring cocktails for us, Tammy.
Yeah, absolutely. So for Easter brunch, we are going to be offering our bottomless mimosas and our Bloody Marys, well as our full cocktail menu as well. So today we're going to be featuring our Little Piggy Paloma.
Okay.
So we're going to do a split base here of tequila and mezcal. So it's a little smoky, but not too overpowering.
Now, while you're making this drink, walk us through reservations. Is there still time to make reservations?
We have very few reservations left for Easter brunch, unfortunately, but we do have a bunch left for Mother's Day brunch if you haven't gotten those in yet.
Okay, so right around the corner as well.
Right.
That'll be here soon.
Okay, so you just put those two in there. What's this next ingredient
We've
here?
got our grapefruit liqueur by Paradisa.
Okay.
And then we are doing a Paloma syrup that's made by our friends at Earl Giles. So it has some flavors of grapefruit, pomelo, kumquat, some lime in there as well. And then we are going to be doing a little bit of saline. Salt makes everything taste a little bit better.
True.
Not pour some sugar on me, put some salt on me. Or at least on the rim. You got the reference.
I did.
And then we are doing some habanero tincture as well in case you want it a little spicy.
Oh, make it a little hot too here too, okay.
And then we're going to be adding our ice.
Awesome. And that's tahini on the rim?
It's tahini, yes.
Awesome. Such a pretty drink too,
That is a pretty drink as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Beret, you know, you've worked really hard today.
You know I have.
I'm gonna let you have
You're
that
gonna give me
drink.
the honors?
I'm gonna give you the honors
Hey,
for
I won't
that
say
drink.
no.
Oh,
and then we're going to top it with a little grapefruit rip on a pig skewer.
Of course.
Look at that. With the pig skewer, too.
There we go. Piggy Paloma.
Understood the assignment.
Oh, that is so cute.
Okay.
Love. All right, cheers.
So, hey, you still got time to make those reservations. Only a couple open for Easter, but Mother's Day wide open. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.